The bass throbbed, lights pulsed. It was 1 a.m. The air in the neon dream was thick with sweat, perfume, and desperation. At the bar, a young woman, Sarah, swayed slightly to the music. She was alone, intoxicated, a beacon in the darkness. Unseen, a figure watched from the shadows. He had been following her for weeks. He knew her routines. He craved her fear. His name was Mark, a predator disguised in normalcy. He was handsome, charming, a master manipulator. No one suspected the darkness that lurked beneath his charismatic facade. He locked eyes with Sarah. She smiled back, oblivious to the danger lurking behind his gaze. He moved closer, his blood singing with anticipation. Tonight, she would be his. He sidled up to her, offering a drink. She accepted, her judgment clouded by alcohol. He leaned in close, his voice a hypnotic murmur in her ear. She laughed, entranced. He led her out of the club, her hand trustingly in his. This was his moment. This was what he lived for. The following morning, Sarah's roommate, Emily, woke to an unsettling silence. Sarah's side of the room was untouched. Her phone went straight to voicemail. Panic welled in Emily's chest. She retraced Sarah's steps from the previous night, her dread growing with each passing hour. The staff at the Neon Dream vaguely remembered Sarah leaving with a man. No one knew who he was. Days turned into an agonizing week. The police investigation yielded little. Sarah's disappearance haunted the community. Her face, frozen in time on missing person posters, became a symbol of fear and uncertainty. The man from the club, Mark, remained an enigma, a ghost in the machine of their investigation. Meanwhile, Sarah was trapped in a nightmare. Mark held her captive in a secluded cabin, far from the prying eyes of the world. He reveled in her terror, her pleas for mercy music to his ears. He was in his element, playing puppet master to her fragile emotions. Days bled into weeks. Sarah's case grew cold. The police, frustrated by the lack of evidence, shifted their focus to other cases. Emily, however, refused to give up hope. She organized searches, plastered the city with flyers, and kept Sarah's memory alive. One day, a group of hikers stumbled upon a chilling discovery, a dilapidated cabin hidden deep within the woods. Inside, they found Sarah's belongings scattered amongst the decaying furniture. The air was thick with the stench of decay, a chilling testament to the horror that had unfolded within those walls. The news of the cabin sent shockwaves through the community. The police descended upon the scene, their investigation reinvigorated by this grim discovery. Forensic teams combed through the cabin, uncovering traces of Sarah's DNA and, more importantly, an unfamiliar fingerprint. It belonged to Mark. The fingerprint became the key. The police finally had a name, a face to the monster who had haunted their city. They released Mark's image to the public, pleading for any information regarding his whereabouts. Tips poured in, painting a picture of a man both ordinary and deeply disturbed. He was apprehended within days, hiding in plain sight in a neighboring town. He confessed to everything, his voice flat, devoid of remorse. He spoke of Sarah as one would of a broken toy, a plaything to be used and discarded. His chilling detachment sent chills down the spines of even the most seasoned detectives. Mark's trial was a media spectacle. He was diagnosed with antisocial personality disorder, the clinical term for psychopathy. Experts explained the intricacies of his condition, the lack of empathy, the superficial charm, the utter disregard for morality. He was sentenced to life in prison, his freedom stripped away as punishment for his monstrous acts. The city breathed a collective sigh of relief. Sarah's case, however, served as a chilling reminder, a stark lesson in the dark potential that lurks beneath the surface of humanity. It underscored the importance of vigilance, of looking out for one another and never dismissing the shadows that often hide in plain sight.